what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Twilight Princess HD. And Link is staring at all of you because you did not like and subscribe on the last video. And
yeah, you know who you are.
yeah, he's irked.
You
there. You. Yes, you.
In the blue shirt.
Lurker.
With a panda on it.
I know
Yes.
there's a lurker. Arrow to the face. Oh, look at my aim. Bye-bye.
Oh, but you know,
that was pretty good.
Yeah, that guy was a lurker. We got him.
Got the lurker.
But
How
actually,
dare you not subscribe.
I am such a lurker on so many videos on YouTube.
Actually,
myself.
are our other channels even subscribed to the Let's Play channel? I don't even know.
Yes.
Would that be
K-Wife
weird?
is.
K-Wife is? Oh, I'm gonna have to check the other channels.
K-Wife is your biggest fan on all the channels. She's like, I'm your biggest fan.
That's creepy.
I like to write first on some of your videos.
No. Really?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, once in a while.
You're the one that... Oh, that's just wrong.
Actually, I think I wrote first on one of my own videos. One of my Miitomo ones. And
wow.
then people were like, whoa.
What's the point of these crates? I don't really get it now.
And actually, someone had a really funny comment after I wrote that. They were like, I always wonder why no YouTubers ever do this on their videos. And I was like, I know, right?
Why is there a string there? See that?
I do see the string.
Alright, maybe we can hit him. Booyah!
There are no strings on me.
Sleeping arrow.
This is such a dark game.
It's a very dark. Very dark. Not Dark Souls dark, but dark.
I don't know, it seems kind of the same.
Well, the new Zelda game's gonna be like very light though. Even though, you know. Wow, I missed! Sorry about that. So we're invading a goblin fort, in case you didn't know. This is a desert goblin fort. This is where they hang out. Oh, great. Now they're gonna sound the alarm with their fire arrows.
Oh, come on!
I know, right? Just had to go and do that. No. Turn around. Turn around. Oh! Sorry, I jumped a little. Going down, archer guy. Bye-bye. Watch that first step. It's a doozy. So they were having like a sleepover and I kind of, crashed it.
Yeah.
Link wasn't invited, so.
That is so rude for them not to invite Link.
I'm amazed how strong that guy is, able to take a couple of those sword stabs without like wincing in pain.
I don't even know what kind of sleepovers guys have anyway.
Well, my sleepovers detailed comic books and Mortal Kombat because it was forbidden to play it, and all the boys wanted to play it.
Oh, okay.
So, actually, I didn't even get introduced to Mortal Kombat 1. I got introduced to the second one, Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo. And then people are like, there's no blood and stuff, so we're gonna bring the Genesis version next time.
Yeah.
Because Genesis is so adult. And I was just kind of like, I don't know if I'll be able to come to that party. And they're like, what? Your parents aren't gonna make you come, wuss? And it's just like,
wow.
I need to get new friends.
Yeah, actually all people are like that. Every slumber party I was at when I was in high school, they tried to watch movies I wasn't allowed to watch and stuff like that. Except for I tried to be really good, and I actually went upstairs and didn't watch the movie because my parents told me I couldn't, so I just waited like for 2 hours. I felt like such an idiot.
You got a small key and it opened doors and stuff, but only in this area. So don't bother collecting more keys because they only work here. Narrator troll.
Then the next time they watched a horror movie, I just stayed downstairs. I put a blanket in front of my face instead.
What was the fascination of horror movies in the 90s and 80s?
Yeah, that was what it was. Everyone wanted to watch horror movies, and I was like, I thought, because when I was a younger girl, like, we would do other things, like make s'mores and, tell stories or do truth or dare and, like braid our hair and stuff like that. I know you guys didn't do that at your parties, but then, like, when I got older in high school, everyone wanted to watch horror movies, and it was just like, I don't know, it's just not my favorite girly thing to do.
No, I wanted to have friends that wanted to watch, like, Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah, I know.
Play some type, like, I didn't like the competitiveness of some of the guy friends that I had. Like, Mortal Kombat, it was like, you know, if I was doing well, but I couldn't do the fatality, they would still take away my turn because, like, I didn't do a cool ending blow. And I just like to uppercut people. So, I mean, and use Sub-Zero's, like, freezing powers to troll people because it was fun.
Yeah.
Even then, I like to troll people. Oh, no.
Oh.
It's him again. I thought you fell off a bridge. Wow, that wasn't very nice to your steed there, pal. Let's do this!
Okay.
Shield slice to the face. Gonna helm split you in your face. Ha! I missed!
Whoa.
Run!
Does that guy have a horn helmet, or is those actually horns coming out of him?
No, that's a horn helmet. I actually broke his helmet, remember? This was the guy we sent off the ravine. Somehow he came back.
Right.
Oh, great.
Man, he's got like a...
Well, he's angry. I mean, we threw him into a big ditch, basically.
Yeah.
That's what that bridge was. Although, I really think it would be called like a ravine or a cliff or, you know.
Yeah, he keeps almost being able to strike you with this weapon, but he can't.
Yeah, it's because I'm too fast for him. I'm smacking him in the face and then...
I just started remembering, like, the most embarrassing moment ever from a slumber party that I had. It's like, when I don't even know, well, I'll have to say it.
Yes!
Good job!
Don't come back!
We'll have to wait and see if he
anymore.
says his dialogue.
Oh, they're not gonna have his twitching corpse there, are they? You should go poof. Go poof.
What? He's up again?
Oh wait, so he's gonna say something insulting.
Shoulder.
Wow, okay, we're just gonna let you go again. So
poor guy. I feel kind of bad now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if he would have just lied there, I would have felt like different. But
Maybe
the fact that
he had to, like, yes.
Okay, I officially hate him. Yep.
This whole thing is burning, Link. Link, maybe you shouldn't just stand here.
Wow, that fire looks so bad. So bad. This is an HD remake, right?
Come on! Yeah.
What is this, floating fire?
Well, it's like they had to HDify the graphics that were already not HD, so it's kind of like when you render a 720 video in 1080p, it's like it was already kind of bad, and then you just kind of tried to make it better. You can't to really HDify it, you have to go redo everything.
Like the Nathan Drake games?
Yeah. Well, anyway, okay, fine. I remember we all had to bring a video to a slumber party, and I brought this video, and I thought it was a really cool, like, old Superman video. Like, the old Superman cartoon. I think it was from the 40s or something, because that's the only videos that I had.
Oh.
I didn't have any videos. My parents didn't have any videos except for, like, old, you know, comedian videos, like Abbott and Costello and stuff like that.
Red Skeleton.
And, like, I don't know, things like that. Who's that guy? Maybe some stuff from the
Brothers?
60s,
well,
too.
60s, okay.
Yeah, Marx. They had all the Marx and everything. So I didn't have anything, so I thought, oh, this is a really cool Superman thing, but I brought the wrong Superman video. I thought it was the cool one. Then when they started playing it, I felt so embarrassed. I just wanted to run out because it was the one where Lois was attacked by eagle people, and there was all this like and like I don't know, it was just like really weird music. I don't know if you guys know the video I'm talking about.
Why didn't you just bring the Christopher Reeve Superman video?
I thought I brought the wrong video.
So you did have the Christopher Reeve Superman?
I might have actually had Indiana Jones, but I figured everyone already had that. And actually, okay, this is what happened was my friend was, like, okay, fine. My parents didn't have a lot of money, so I didn't have a lot of videos at home. But my friend was trying to be really nice to me, and she was a sweetheart. My friend Sarah, who used to play, I used to go over to her house and play, she's the only one I ever played video games with, except for you. I used to play Ninja Turtles at her house on the SNES. And yes, so she was trying to be nice because all the other girls had videos, and she was like, well, why don't we do Amber's video? And I was thinking, no. And I was like, well, I don't think you guys would really want to watch this. And, like, I don't know. And then they put it in, and it felt like, now everyone's gonna think, so now if people wonder why I'm
It was
so
the 40s
weird.
Superman, so she tried.
She was trying to be nice, and then I was so shy that I didn't say anything, and everyone kind of watched it, and they stared at it, and they were like, Yeah.
Well, in Amber's defense, the 40 Superman, like, video had the same cover of the Christopher Reeve Superman symbol. Like, in order to sell the video, that's what they would do. So they even used clickbait back in the day.
There were other cartoons though that were good, like Superman cartoons. I thought
Ruby Spears Superman was really good.
that's what I thought. I thought I was picking up a different cartoon.
No,
Superman,
you didn't see.
and I got
You knew of the Ruby Spears Superman, but you
didn't-
did not see it until I bought you the DVD when
And
we were
then
married.
when we started watching it, I think like halfway through it, I was like, okay, I did not think it was this one because it was weird. Like the one where she's attacked by eagles, it was like some kind of like cultic thing where she was gonna be burned alive by fire with like this really negative music. Superman had to come in and save her, and there were flames everywhere.
Fire!
All these people in mass, like with this altar. It was really weird. Like it was the weirdest Superman video ever, and like I just felt so embarrassed. It's like, why did I bring this over? I'm like trying to make friends with the cool kids, and yeah, it was horrible. It was just
Well,
horrible.
if you're gonna bring old movies like kids these days, like what would be considered?
And everyone else was bringing like romantic comedies from the 90s and stuff, and this is what I should have had, except for I didn't have any of those videos, so.
Blockbuster before, like, well, I mean, you can't anymore, but back in the day, the
Yeah.
best way to be cool at a slumber party, I didn't have a lot of money either, but I knew that, you know, if I wanted to be cool, then I would need something. So I'd go to a Blockbuster video and I would rent either movies or 2 games for the weekend,
Yeah.
which would be like, I don't know, $3.
I had never
something
even
like that.
been to a Blockbuster, like, at that time. Like, the only time I've been
Oh.
I think I might have gone to a Blockbuster from a slumber party, but I'd never gone to one, like, just from home, or... Because I spent all my time doing schoolwork.
You even you had a Hollywood video in that
Yeah,
time, too.
there was one nearby, but I just never... I was just such a bookworm
That was the one thing that my parents, because they were trying to, when we moved out to Illinois, they were like, well, you don't have Mr. Pete's anymore, which was like my Toys R Us and my video game store all in one, because I got
Yeah.
game magazines, all this other stuff. You had several video rental places, so those places, because I didn't have any friends. That's the problem when you move.
Yeah,
I mean, you try to get introduced to new friends, but the new friends that I got...
everyone already has friends.
Yeah, but it was
You
more
moved
than
to a new
that. The
town.
new friends that I got, like the new best friends, they were like, I still remember this. I was 13 years old when I moved there. My new best friend was 9.
Whoa.
So he was, and when I was a senior in high school, he was a freshman. So I mean, it was,
yeah,
you know...
you can't, like, hang out in class with him and stuff.
He did become my best friend, though. I mean, the age difference didn't really, you know, we were into the same things, but then as he got older, and I didn't really change my preference of the things I liked, like anime and cartoons and
Yeah,
gaming and stuff like that.
It's like he kept changing his interests and you didn't.
He also
yeah.
changed his hats, and he had, like, these really expensive shoes. Like,
Yeah.
he got into... Because he became an athlete.
I wish I knew you when I was younger, because it's like, I got invited to parties to be cool, and then I ruined myself every time. It's not that I didn't get invited, like, people... It's
What?
like...
No, it's
It's
Egyptian.
like I would...
no.
no!
Why?
The bug people are
No,
getting you.
no, why?
See, that's how I felt at the party.
That's scarabs. That's like, you know, Emotep.
See, we would have been.
Emotep.
That's why we're the perfect team. Like, I would have gotten invited because I was in choir orchestra and I knew everyone, and then you would have taught me how to be cool. We could have gone
No,
together.
I was considered an introvert. My
no,
version
but
was
at
cool.
least I would have known to go to Blockbuster Video. I didn't even think of that. Like,
Can you guess what movies I brought when I went? I always did 2
my
movies.
consisted of stuff I would check out from the public library.
I did, because guys are not hard. Guys like slapstick and action films. So I would bring the 1989 Batman movie, and I would bring the Pink Panther. Or sometimes it would be like a Jackie Chan film
Yeah.
and something else.
I would have done better with Jackie Chan. Believe it or not, all my friends actually did like Jackie Chan. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, these were a bunch of teenage girls in the 90s, and everyone liked Jackie Chan. That's amazing.
But in terms,
I cannot even think of a category of people that doesn't like Jackie Chan. Yeah, what were you gonna
like
say?
kids today, like when they go to sleepover, they would probably bring The Dark Knight or The Avengers or
There's more. I feel like there are more movies out now.
No, there's really not.
I don't think there were that many movies. Well, maybe I just never really saw any movies. I didn't really get a chance to spin
attacks
back then.
Spin attack. I'm getting a Mummy vibe from this. I'm waiting for like the
Well,
Mummy's
anyway, I
curse
feel a little better, but slightly embarrassed. So, Tank, what are you doing to the window? Our cat is attacking the window.
And
But
here
yeah,
I went to the trouble to actually like bring that window more open for her, and yet she's still gonna try to climb on it.
I didn't even know. I thought that renting movies was like, since I'd never been to Blockbuster, I thought you had to pay like $14 to rent a movie. I didn't know it was only like $2 or $3 or
Well, sometimes
however much
you
it was.
would. There were also deals if you rent like 5 videos for like $10 to get them for a whole week or something like that. There was all kinds of stuff.
Well, I didn't. Really
But I would just do weekend stuff.
I also didn't have a job. I was just going to school. I was not supposed to have a job.
always had jobs.
So I kind of didn't have any money except for mowing a lawn once in a while.
And I did get allowance for doing dishes and making sure my bed was made and my room was clean and my sister's room was clean because she wouldn't clean her room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
I was kind of like the little organizer in my house, so.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I even cleaned my parents' room, I remember.
Wow.
I would organize everything.
That
like
explains so much.
Yeah.
You're really good at cleaning. You help me a lot too, especially when I'm just like, I can't make this bed look even. I can't make the bed. It's impossible. And then you come in like 2 seconds. You're just like, it's simple. Just, line these sides up. And it's like, then suddenly after you do it, it looks like it's a hotel room.
What is it, Link?
we gotta transform. Whoa! What is it saying? It's saying something in Ghost. Ghost speech. Oh! Actually, no, Ghost would be. No.
Yeah. See, that's why we make the perfect team, because we're like opposites. I mean, that's why
But
opposites.
we're a little bit too opposite. I mean, today I would prefer like, not that you can really do adult sleepovers because you can't. When you visit friends,
You invite a
sort
bunch of other adults over and have a
adult sleepover.
and we all like sit in a room with our pajamas and watch a horror movie or something.
No.
Or Jackie Chan movie. I'd rather watch a comedy.
Yeah, also comedies are more fun. You got another pose though. Oh, that was disturbing. Yeah, he's totally gone.
Hey,
That's the only downside to not being a kid anymore. Is there's no more slumber parties. There's no more.
I know, now that I actually know what to do, it's over.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that lesson is for you guys, but if you don't know what to bring, like, go to Blockbuster. Oh, wait,
Blockbuster's-
there is no Blockbuster video anymore.
What is it called now? Redbox?
Yeah.
Redbox?
something.
Or
Wait, maybe there is Blockbuster videos
there's
still.
actually a much easier way to do this
Aren't
now.
there some Blockbuster videos
No.
left?
The kids today are so spoiled. The easiest way to do this now
You can
is
just rent it on Amazon.
No, you could rent it on Amazon, but if you have access to your digital movies on Amazon or Hulu, you put in your account at your friend's house, or you hook up your tablet through an HDMI wire to the television, and boom, there you go. You're the life of the party.
Wow.
We didn't have that option. If you lugged your TV to your friend's house, I remember when we went to retreats.
Yeah.
That we were at camp and somebody would bring a TV and a video game system. That person at that camp was like, the coolest person there. So sometime I tried to sneak a TV there. My parents would always find it.
Oh.
But when I became a camp counselor and I brought a TV to the thing and, I had like a little DDR place set up because Dance Dance Revolution was like the big thing next to, it would have been Mario Kart 64 and GoldenEye were the games that I brought for the, people to play at camp and stuff like that. I was pretty popular, and also I was the drummer for the camp, so that was also. But I never really got any girls from that ever. So I mean, that was kind of I was still me. So
What is it, Link?
it might not work for other people,
I
but
thought all girls like drummers.
you did, which worked out for me.
Yeah,
but
drummers were my favorite.
I think I was trying too hard to like get into relationships when I was younger, because I just felt like I needed to, because I moved so much. And I was just so jarred by, like, moving from one town to the next all the time because of my family's work and stuff. It's just kind of like, I never felt really grounded until I met you. Then wherever I move, home is there, so.
Aww.
Brownie points. It's true though. You know, I don't feel that's the one cool thing about like the relationship that we have. I don't really feel lonely.
I think if I could go back in time though and change one moment, that would be the moment. It's like not play that movie and
The
be like,
Blockbuster thing?
No, I'd stop it.
Or you could be like, oh, this is supposed to be the Christopher Reeve Superman. Oh, I hate my parents so much. It changed the tape.
No, I don't even know if they had the Christopher Reeve one.
Everybody had the Christopher Reeve one. You could get it for like so cheap, like anywhere. Even at a Aldi's, they would have sold it.
Oh, we have to search for the 3 ghosts that fled.
I don't want to because they're creepy.
But we get destroyed just looking around randomly. I don't suppose there's any clues as to their whereabouts. Do you?
That's why I'm asking you. We might be able to get... Okay. Ghosts are scary. Do you think maybe we have to sniff that?
What is it, Link?
I think we have to sniff that.
No, my childhood was much different than normal people, so...
But no, yeah. Follow the scent of...
Forget the scent of Ilia and learn a new smell?
Yeah, we probably should do that. I didn't believe we still had an Ilia scent. That's weird. He just can't let go. So, are we gonna go to a grave? Because I really don't want to go to a grave right now. But no, I was really excited about the whole Hollywood video and Blockbuster thing because I went there like all the time.
Yeah, I do remember like when I was with some friends or whatever, we went to Blockbuster and I couldn't believe how cheap it was for video. And I was like, this whole time I could have rented a video for only a couple dollars?
And you would have known more about 90s and 80s pop culture. Well before me, because you would have seen all those movies that I had to...
I didn't see any of them.
Although, I have to... I don't know if I would necessarily change that, because it's always good when you're first married or you're engaged for the guy to be able to feel like he's able to teach his girl something.
So
and
what did you teach me then?
I taught you about entertainment. I did.
Okay.
I got to teach you about entertainment, and
What
that's...
about me? I get to teach you something. What
Well,
did I teach
the
you?
girl's always super smart, but I'm you know, she's good with everything. The guy, you know, usually, if he's the breadwinner or not, you know,
What is it, Link?
gotta transform again.
Then I can look up to you and be like, my hero.
I don't know about that, but I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because like the first couple years we were married and we didn't have a lot of money, we would just go through and
Then
watch
my eyes would
these-
sparkle
Yeah.
every time you showed me an old movie that was
Yep.
only like a couple dollars.
Yep.
And it was like all new for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course, we're past that point now because you've seen everything I've seen.
Not really.
You got a small key that only works
I
here.
haven't seen everything.
You've seen everything in our movie collection more than once.
I don't always remember it.
I know. That's why you watch Frasier every year over and over again, and then you
It's
watch...
every couple years. Maybe it's every May. I don't know. And then
Usually you watch Frasier in the
I was watching
winter.
some of the other sci-fi stuff. They took all my sci-fi shows off Netflix.
Good. I kind of like them taking all the sci-fi stuff away because you get a little weird with your sci-fi stuff
What?
in a cute way, but still weird.
It's creative.
No, that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about you trying to make your own spaceship and other things, and you know. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. It's like-
Tinfoil hat and we have cornfields around here. I don't want to see you like being like, come and get me, friends. You're like Starfire trying to communicate with aliens.
What is it, Link?
I want to be a wolf. Make me a wolf. Okay, so we're looking for the scent of the... There it is. Scary monster guy. Oh, that's not pleasant.
Oh no, you're in quicksand.
Actually, it'd be slow sand, but... I mean, because it's not really pulling us down that quick.
Yeah, I know, but quicksand is even slow. I actually was just watching this thing where this guy got stuck in quicksand. See? Watch weird things. Actually, it was a documentary series where they go on adventures, and it's like it was like an archaeology.
Henshin.
It was like an archaeology show. Forgot what it was called. Something. I can't remember the title of the show. It was
Oh
like
my
on
gosh,
Netflix.
we're not gonna make it. No, we're not gonna make it. No, it was right there.
Yeah, but this guy's foot got stuck in quicksand, and I actually saw it, and it was like under the water, and the guy just kind of pulled the other guy up, and it took him like I don't know, maybe like 15 seconds to get out, and he got out. So I was like, oh, I thought quicksand was always, would totally annihilate you. Apparently you can get out if someone will pull you out.
The time that I was introduced to quicksand, you've seen this episode, but it was like a video of Spider-Man and his amazing friends. It's the 7 Little Superheroes episode where Spider-Man and his amazing friends are on a vacation island. They've been invited by a supervillain, the Chameleon, but they don't know it. They think they've been invited by Doctor Strange or something like that. And Captain America and Iceman, and they're like, being attacked by like, spike thingies that are shooting out of the trees. And Iceman and Captain America see this lake, and the Chameleon as Spider-Man appears and says, "Quick, Cap, jump into that mud." And Cap's like, "Thanks, Spidey," but in reality it's quicksand. And then Iceman's like, "Oh no, Captain America's being sucked in by the quicksand." And the fake Spider-Man's like, "Don't worry, Icehead, I'll use my web shooter to get him out." And he, he's a chameleon, so he's not really gonna help Captain America. He shoots the web thing at Captain America to pull him out of the quicksand, and he's not able to, and Captain America's like, "Ah!" And he's simulating drowning in sand. And this is, this was like a 80s cartoon show, but the way that they did that, I will always remember, how quicksand works. And that's the image that I think of when I think of quicksand. I think Captain America drowning in quicksand from that old cartoon.
And I think you can, if you keep struggling and there's no one to help you pull you out, maybe that would happen, but...
Yeah.
As long as you know you're stuck, like if you try to...
You're not supposed to move.
If you try to grab onto a branch or something, you can pull yourself out.
Well, he was nowhere near a branch. He was like right in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah, we found a compass! Woo! Compass is cool! Hieroglyphics! Ow. Aha!
Yes, quicksand always freaked me out.
Yeah. But I mean, that made it a little less scary because you saw this guy in blue and red tights, and red boots sinking in a...
I'm still trying to picture this, but maybe...
I have... Well, actually, is Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends still on Netflix? I don't think it is anymore. Stuff doesn't stay there very long. Isn't that upsetting? It's all copyright. It's like there for a little while and then it's gone.
Yeah.
They still haven't released it on DVD. I would love to... Because everybody thinks I hate Marvel. It's like, I don't hate Marvel. I just prefer it back in the past.
Yep.
You got another small key that only works in this area. Ha ha.
You love Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
How do you think I got most of my puns? I didn't get my puns from Batman the Animated Series. It was Spider-Man.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of puns in that.
No. And I love the voice of the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends Spider-Man. And also the guy from the 90s did a really good job.
Yeah.
But they never really let that Spider-Man do a lot. Like, if you rewatch those old 90s shows, the 80s shows had more action. The 90s ones were so censored that, like, you would see Spider-Man swing in and you wouldn't really see him connect with his foot or not. Like, they wouldn't really show him punching people. They would show him mostly webbing people and other stuff.
What is up with these tiny humans that are skeletons?
They're
disturbing.
Little zombie skeleton guys? I don't know.
They're little gnomes.
Gnome skeletons!
I don't know.
Maybe they were like baby soldiers.
No.
And these guys were like full-grown... Maybe they have to be like goblins?
I don't know.
But the correct term for that thing is a gibdo. That's the mummies in Zelda.
Yeah, I guess my mind tends to wander whenever we're playing this game.
Well, I mean, it's a dungeon game. I mean,
Yeah, it's like
what are you gonna think about when you're
Link
in a creepy
is
dungeon?
wandering and then my mind starts wandering.
That's how your mind, like, deals with sometimes like scary or stressful things. You just think of random stuff. That's how my mind works.
Yeah, except for, when I... Yeah.
How I was able to get through those Friday the 13th movies that I was forced to see at sleepovers and things like that was thinking about happy things.
You could have just left the room.
If you leave the room, then you are ridiculed for the rest of your school life.
Well, not if you're a girl. I left the room before, and then people would be
Although I did leave during RoboCop.
and people would be like, "Aw, that's so cute." Amber's scared.
And I made sure there was a buddy of mine that was leaving during
I guess
RoboCop.
for a guy, it's different. You're supposed to be tough or something.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know.
I didn't really have to be tough. I was a wimp.
I never really liked gore, though, so I mean, it wasn't, I liked action and martial arts stuff.
The thing I don't like about those movies, like, you can never unsee it.
I know, I hate that.
So then, whenever you're in a situation...
No!
That,
Oh no!
no!
No! Oh.
You're gonna have to go all the way back.
Yes.
But yeah, don't you hate that when you're in a situation and you start freaking out thinking, oh my gosh, this is just like a movie. If you'd never seen the movie...
You would never think of that.
You would never even think of that, and you would never even be afraid of that at all, so... It's just dumb.
Crud! Crud, 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 crud,
I don't know.
crud.
I don't know, if people always, I don't know.
But luckily we've
If people
opened
had
most
me
of this
watch
stuff,
scary
so.
movies at every place I went to, I'd just, like, not go anymore. I'd just be like, I don't want to.
Oh, I stopped going eventually. I just stayed home playing Mario Kart.
Just make online friends.
Back then you really
Not
couldn't.
really the same.
No, you really couldn't back then. I did have some fun sleepovers though, but it usually just involved me and one other of my friends, and we would just like to play Mario Kart or Streets of Rage or Final Fight Turtles.
I really didn't even have a lot of time to go to sleepovers and stuff because I was like in every club at school. It's kind of like a Japanese student. I was in orchestra, choir. I was in the debate team. I was in the.
Are you talking about high school or are you talking about junior?
Technical society. I was in every club in junior high and high school. And middle school, I was
most guys don't have sleepovers past the age of like 13, something like that. So
yeah, girls definitely still.
Well, yeah, they're girls. That's a
They basically would do it forever. Girls could just do sleepovers forever if they wanted to.
Guys, kind of their sleepovers have evolved into Super Bowl parties. That's what I really believe.
Yeah.
Because you're hanging out with your friends, you're doing something that you all like. And
I think you should really try doing that at some point. Like, eventually, someday, it would be fun.
Super
Even
Bowl?
though we don't watch it, really, it'd still be fun. I like the subs.
we should appease the natives and do a Super Bowl party.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, you have a big TV.
Yeah.
Well, it's for gaming, but
Yeah.
so
yeah.
your eyes can see it too.
It's gonna have horrible eyes. That's why. I know. I need new glasses. But...
I know.
All right. I'm gonna clam up a
Read
little
my
bit so I don't
mind.
mess this up. Okay. Nice.
Alright, I'm gonna
and
be
easy,
quiet so
nice
that
and
you
easy.
can.
Yes! In your face, game! Ah! Okay, now where's this ghost hiding? Where's the ghost with the most, yo? But no, I mean, maybe I'm being a little generalized there, but it really feels like, you know, a lot of these male bonding things, like of, you know, spending the night at a friend's house and, you know, just going over to your friend's house, for guys it turned into the Super Bowl, the Stanley Cup, and the NBA playoffs. That's, you know.
What about hockey? No love for hockey.
Stanley Cup is hockey.
Oh.
I do not know you right now. Out of all the sports I watch, you should know what the Stanley Cup is after 10 years.
I never even see you watch any sports.
Well, okay. In my defense, I've never really watched hockey, but I listen to it on the radio because it's so exciting to listen to. But anyway, guys and gals, that's gonna do it for this desert temple. Sorry we kind of... whatever. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
The desert of our minds.
The desert of our minds. And we'll see you with more Twilight Princess, probably in a couple days or a week. I don't know. Bye-bye!
See ya!